Yeah.
Call over the town board meeting at the Town of Lisbon Town Hall on Monday, June 27th, 2022 at 6:33 PM. Roll call, please.
Chairman Osterman,
Here.
Supervisor Moonen,
Here.
Supervisor Beal. Here. Supervisor Plotecker. Administrator Nicholas
Here.
and Clerk Capazza to record the minutes.
Stand for the Pledge of Allegiance in a moment of silence, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Item 3 is comments from citizens present. Do we have anyone on Zoom?
No one on Zoom.
Thank you. And no one in the audience. Item 4, consent agenda. Items listed under the consent agenda are considered in one motion unless a town board member requests that an item be removed from the consent agenda. We have the June 13th, 2022 regular town board minutes, the June 15th special town board minutes, and the June 16th special town board minutes. And we have the 2022-23 annual Class B license for Robert McDonald for Fairways of Woodside, and the 2022-23 annual Class A and Class A cider only license for Mon Hadam of Corey Martin Mobile. Any questions on the consent agenda, or is there a motion?
I make a motion, we accept A through E on the agenda.
Excellent. Motion made by Linda. Is there a second? Second by Becky. Any final discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Item 5, accounts payable, authorizing the Falls Auto Parts bill in the amount of $764.39. Is there a second?
I second.
Second by Linda. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Item B, authorizing the payment of, 3-0. Thank you for catching that. Item B, authorizing the payment of the remaining bills in the amount of $120,516.48.
We have Waukesha County Treasurer, $66,930.55. U.S. Bank Corp. Payment Systems, $13,615.82. Rural Mutual Insurance, $10,686.95. Anthem Blue Cross, $10,488.10. And E.H. Wolf and Sons, $5,028.93. I ask for your approval.
Any questions or comments on the bills? Is there a motion?
I make a motion, we accept the bills in amount $120,516.48.
Is there a second? Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? This one passes 4-0. Item 6, announcements and correspondence. We have the Independence Day, Monday, July 4th, 2022, as it is every year. All our town offices are closed. Planning Commission meeting on Thursday, July 7th at 6:30 PM at the Richard Young Fire Station. The next town board meeting on July 11th at 6:30 PM at the Town Hall. Park Activity meeting on Monday, the 18th at 6:30 at the Richard Young Station. Sanitary Sewer District Number 1 Commission meeting Wednesday, July 20th at 6:30 PM at the Town Hall. And then we have an incorporation public hearing on Wednesday, July 20th from 4 to 6 PM at the Richard Young Fire Station. Does anyone else have any other announcements or correspondence?
Where?
All right, what's on the agenda? We know.
Two stop signs and twin pines and then something, some kind of solution for an intersection in Mount Shadow.
Okay, thank you.
Now, do you want us at this incorporation public hearing or no? We don't need to be there?
It's not a requirement.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, I do have one other item under correspondence. We received a phone call from a resident today who wanted me to convey to the board that she feels we need more signage around the town regarding the overnight parking restrictions and feels that Lisbon should do more to inform residents about the overnight parking restrictions.
All right, thank you. Right, item 7 is the administrator report.
So the pay was distributed as approved at the June 11th meeting. I'm working on getting a meeting with the county to get their potential support of our corporation efforts. Started research on creating a utility district, reviewed information on process to draft the first our charter ordinance as a village. We received no bids for the Leeds Lane project, and we have placed a new bid out that would allow the final course to be done in May 2023. Start date for the park equipment at Stone Family is July 25th, and non-compliance, we have 6 complaints still active, 3 are new in June. And the report is in your packet. The clerk had processed operators, tobacco, alcohol-related licenses, processed 249 compost site passes, 37 park citations, 17 park reservations, 13 special assessment letters, prepared for the August election, continued training the new deputy clerk, Jasmine. Highway Department staff completed the 2022 brush pickup. Staff shouldered Crooked Bridge subdivision, Spring Hills subdivision, and Plainview Parkway North sections of Plainview Road, Good Hope Road, and Bonnie Lane. And the staff cut dead trees on Lake 5 Road, Tamarack Road, and Woodland Oaks Drive. Parks Department, our division, staff started their weekly mowing throughout the parks and the town-owned facilities. Staff met with Lee Recreation to go over the new playground at Stone Family. And 2 summer seasonal employees started in May. DPW director conducted monthly public works county meetings. Staff and Joe attended a trench training course. Mike and Joe met with Silva to discuss baseball field improvements. Field improvements. Fire, there were 6 fire calls, 37 medical, 16 ALS intercepts, 14 interfacility transport, 8 vehicle accidents, and we received mutual aid 3 times and gave mutual aid 29 times. Sheriff's Department had 92 traffic stops, 46 citations, 41 verbal warnings, 8 written warnings, assisted fire and EMS 55 times, did 61 building checks, and had 28 911 hang-up calls in May.
Do they?
That's my report. Yes. I know that because that happened to me.
Oh, really? Okay.
Pressed 2 buttons on my cell phone and while I was driving, and I realized I called, so I hung up right away, but they called me back to see if everything was all right. That's my report.
All right, any questions for Kathy?
Mm-mm.
We resolved that question we had last meeting about the one on town line. So I guess the information that was going on between the sale and the town. The first one.
Oh, yeah.
I did give you, it
Sharp
hasn't been resolved, but I did give you an update in the packet on Sharpies. So they are still, the attorney is still reviewing the sale. She did contact me back and said that she was in contact, but they haven't resolved it at this point.
Mrs. Sharpley hasn't paid the $1,900.
She did pay the fees directly to the court.
Oh,
So, sorry, thank you. for reminding me.
Any other questions for Kathy?
I'm excited to see that the incorporation is moving forward.
That is our next one. Do you have anything else on the incorporation update?
I do, we have 136 days before they return the document, and I talked to Ron Ranowski, the Chairman Morris in the town of Merton, and Jeremy in Sussex, and they will all have someone at the public hearing speaking in favor of our incorporation.
Oh, good.
That's all I
That'll
have.
be on a Zoom. It'll also be on Zoom for that.
Yes, it will.
And when is that gonna be?
Uh,
That's
The
that when that's up
20th,
there?
the
Okay.
20th. And yes, you can watch on Zoom or participate on Zoom as well.
Okay.
Excellent. We have the Lisbon Economic Conditions Update.
I do not have anything.
Any questions for anyone on that or comments? All right, item 10, supervisor reports.
No, at our last meeting, we've had this issue with a lady on Good Hope Road, and she has finally been okayed for sewer. So after all this time, we're relieved. And we're working out some issues with the school and with the pump, stuff like that, but it's moving forward, and Don is the best.
How is that lift station working over by Richmond?
They had some issue with it, but it's kind of, everything's okay right now.
Okay. Anyone else? All right, item 11, new business. A, discussion and necessary action regarding contract with Key Benefits Concept for our open valuations.
Okay, so normally I wouldn't bring this to you because it's under the 5,000 and we do it every year, but they were offering a 4-year contract. Just as a reminder, what OPIB does is it goes through our after employment benefits that we give our employees, which is WRS, and then also our 25% sick payout for people that have been here for 15 years or longer. On odd years, they do just table updates, which is what they did last year. And this year they will do a full eval. Again, this has to be put into our audit every year, and it is part of the new GASB law a couple of years ago. So I brought this forward just because it's binding the future board members of a contract. And so I thought it'd best be brought forward.
Is there any way around this?
Yeah,
I mean, we're literally, this is probably 1/4 of what the benefit's gonna be per year for 3 or 5 years.
Yeah. Our auditor looks for this every year. And I
Well,
know
can
I
we
had to
put-
do it, in Waukesha, and all we had was WRS.
We never did it here.
Well, the,
Always switched to them. We never did.
to Baker Tilly. Okay, I can look
And
into
the
it.
auditor came up with a number.
can you talk to Wendy about this?
I can review it.
Because we don't, I mean, WRS is not under our control.
It isn't, but it is it's to make sure that we are financially, that we've given them the money that they're supposed to be delivered every month or quarter. We send them every quarter. I can check with it, but I believe when the GASB rule required this, and it came out about 2 years, 3, well, I've been here 2 years, so maybe 3 years, 4 years ago, that's about it. Because I remember doing it in Waukesha, and it was brand new in Waukesha that we needed to do it as well. So I'll check and see what I can check in on it. But if we need to do it, do we want to move forward and do the 4-year?
Is there anyone, I mean, have we ever bid this out to anybody, or is this just been,
I just used the same one that was used the last.
it just seems like a lot of money for what they're doing.
I can review. I can look at some other proposals.
I mean, if they're making $100 an hour, this is a 40-hour deal. It just seems like
A
for
lot.
one employee. I guess for WRS it's more, but
Well, now that we've only have one employee on the sick, only one employee on the
health benefit.
health benefit, and then only the quarter payout on sick. Those are our only 2 things other than WRS. But
Wow.
we had to do it in Waukesha when all we had was WRS.
Wow.
But I'll check into it, see if
Yes.
there's a way around it.
Thank you. I agree with Joe.
Anything else on A? All right.
No.
Item B, discussion necessary action on preliminary budget timeline and process.
All right, so I have in front of you a budget timeline that I put together, but I wasn't sure how how you saw the budget process, the way that you'd like to see it go. You know, like, would you like it at regular meetings? Did you want a special meeting to go through a workshop type meeting? I know that we haven't done that since I've been here, but I wanted to make sure that I took care of your concerns or if you wanted anything changed. So on the 12th, I already have set up on the July 12th, the meetings with the department heads. Those are normal 2-month meetings that I have, checkup meetings on them. And they'll be prepared with a budget and their capital project requests. And then we'll go through those and then they would come to the board on the 25th with their capital project requests. On the 8th of August, we'd discuss the capital, debt service, compost, and TID budgets. And then September 12th, I have down as general budget. And then October 10th, review of all the budgets before publishing. So we've had gone through them all once and all the changes that you suggested would be put into this final one on October. And then November 10th is the budget hearing and special town board meeting. Is that something that you'd like to do, or would you prefer to have workshops or more?
I think we're gonna need some workshops personally. I don't know, how does everyone feel? I don't want to beat it to death, but I think this is gonna be a little bit tougher of a year.
Okay. So you'd like to do more than at the board meeting, you'd rather have another date in mind, another date to look at for a
I mean, these are
workshop?
pretty, I get, August 8th to September 12th, October 10th, basically one a month. I don't know if I'm gonna retain all that for a month. How's everybody feel? Becky, what do you want to do?
I don't think really 2 meetings is enough to discuss everything. But, I mean, that's just, especially since. Right.
Or during board meetings, yeah,
Mhm.
regular scheduled meetings. Okay,
Linda?
Kind of in between, I agree with Becky. I agree that we need to look at this and, I think we get more out of it and more if we had a separate meeting.
We do have a new
Okay.
board member too, who's gonna have a lot of questions, and we need to be able to explain things to her and offer any assistance she might need on it. I don't know how much she's gonna have questions on or not, but I just wanna be able to,
Right.
I don't wanna rush her through anything. Cause this is something that's can be pretty intimidating the first time you go through it.
I know.
Mark?
I guess I'd be in favor of the workshops to the point where it's already kind of a rough framework for us. I need like an administrator's proposal of a budget.
Mhm.
And have the department heads and you work out a rough budget. I mean, I guess
Mhm.
in my experience, you guys know the line items
Right.
and how they fit in. And all of our department heads have experience, so for us to sit here and I guess hear everybody and then go back months later and try and remember what they said or make sure we capture what they want. I guess I'd like to see it in more of a framework
Okay.
presentation before we get to it. But I know we've been doing line by line for years, but we also have.
So you're saying too, to have a separate workshop, like Becky was talking about, we were talking about, or go during the meetings?
Yeah, I mean, I think you could ride along with meeting dates, but I also echo the concern of what the chairman says. If we went every month, one time, I think we'd probably lose it.
Yeah.
But if we could compress it into a few different ones,
Mhm.
but
Tighter time frame.
tighter time frame maybe later, because when do we get our numbers from Madison?
Yeah, later. I mean, some of them are coming in right before after we published. We still get some of our numbers in
Commercial.
afterwards.
The
Our-
commercial will come in then, right?
Yeah, the commercial assessment but we also don't get our DOT numbers quick enough. You know, some of those numbers are coming real late to us. And that's why, like, what gets published sometime, in most cases, changes before November 10th, because we have to publish, but then we also have to adjust whatever what I underestimated in revenue. And so what we did last year was that extra buffer, whatever you told me was something that you thought we needed to put more money on, that's where it went. I think last year we may have put the money either in roads or in fire salary is what, because we were still looking at, we were hoping that this year a POC change in how we pay our POCs would be more like what they, not only their years of service, but also their certifications that they've done. Kind of like other municipalities do for their full-time staff as well. So I know Michelle is still working on that. I don't have a problem moving any of this around. I do want to let you know that I am not in the office, which is why the August, September is so far. I am out of the office in Israel on the 22nd until the 1st of September. So those 10 days,
22nd of
I'm gone.
August?
22nd of August to September 1st.
Then we could have them like in the last 3 weeks of September. Some of
could.
them.
Mhm. So
It
we
says
could
June
do-
10th is the budget hearing. That's a Thursday.
November 10th, yeah.
Isn't that usually a Wednesday or a Tuesday?
It was on Thursday last year.
Was it really?
Yeah, the 10th, because it was on the 11th last year. Because I didn't realize it was, I didn't realize it was Veterans Day when I set it up, and somebody called me and said, you know, you have that on Veterans Day. But it was already noticed. November 11th
No, I thought it was statutory.
was on Thursday last year as well.
We said it at the end of the last meeting,
Right,
the last annual meeting.
correct.
So we're looking for some more tighter meetings. I mean, do you want to do every other week at that point, just on board meetings, or have like a 3-week, just get it done?
I like to get it done. It's fresh on our mind.
The only thing I just want to make sure is that staff can get everything done and then.
Yeah, we've got to get it into, so when you give me corrections, whatever we spoke about, if we spoke about the capital debt compost and TID, and then you came up with suggested changes, you need to be able to get time to get those changes in before you want to talk about them again.
Right.
So luckily I have somebody to help me with that.
That's where my focus was, if we can have a good framework or
Mhm.
i.e. administrative. proposal,
Can do.
then we'd have to simply for the weeks, that's our-
I can do that. So do we want to set up some dates now, or do you want to?
Well, I mean, if we did like I do like hearing the capital budget earlier so we can think about that and just have it well spelled out with documentation. I wouldn't mind hearing that in August.
In August instead of July?
I think July is a little early.
Okay.
How's everybody feel on that?
And I know I won't be at the July 25th meeting, so I would like to myself.
So August,
Yeah.
started in August, really in August. And then I guess
Do
maybe
you
like-
want to do it on August 8th after the board meeting, or do you want to do it a different day than our regular scheduled meetings? You want to do it on the 15th? On the 15th? Okay, so that would be a no. Okay, so the 8th it is. Huh?
The 8th it is. But, you know,
So we'll have the department heads give their capital project requests on the 8th. Okay,
oh yeah, the primaries. When are you leaving?
the 12th.
We could just, I mean, and then on the 22nd, we could do the discussion on the capital debt service, compost and TID budgets.
On the August 22nd,
How do we feel about that?
I'll be in Israel.
Oh, you mean, it's right, the 22nd here as well. It's a Zoom on the plane. So then the 12th would be the first we could do that then. September 12th,
Okay,
and maybe should we just plan the next, like the 12th and then
12th, 19, 26.
you think you can get things entered and changes on that? I'd be.
Well, I
fine
think
with
if we
that.
keep, if we keep it to a different budget item or a different fund,
I may be gone on the 26th, so you don't need. Potential, I might be gone. The
okay,
treasurer might be gone too.
and I might be gone then too.
Okay.
Down to Tennessee.
okay, so the 26th is a no.
Yeah,
So we could do like the 12th, we could do the discussion of the capital debt service, compost. And then the 19th, we could do the general fund, because they can be back to back because they're two different, they're all different funds, so.
you're gonna be gone the 26th, right? You said, Joe?
Potentially, I don't know.
Yeah, mine's potentially two, but it might be the 19th or the 20th, so I don't know, one of those dates.
We just
And then
tentatively
we're
plan
looking at October 3rd.
Columbus Day. You open?
Oh, I'm supposed to be out of the office, I think. It's okay.
It's what?
I'm supposed to be out of the office that day, but I can,
Oh,
Well, the 3rd, we could. October 3rd, then the next one.
okay.
10th is Columbus Day, sorry.
Is that okay with you?
yeah, I was supposed to
Are you
be.
supposed to be gone on
I'm
the
supposed to
3rd
be
or the
gone
10th?
on the 3rd,
Oh,
the 3rd.
I'm sure
Well, then
make
the
it the
10th.
4th
The 10th,
or the 10th.
or 10th.
Yeah. Is there time in there for you?
Yeah,
I mean, we should,
was
that,
September,
that meeting
October.
should be a short meeting. It should be
because
a.
it's just the review of
it's
everything
one where
that
we
you
panic-
already,
we Panic and wrap everything up.
right, just to give us, and then we'll have some more of the numbers from DOA and DOT. More of the solid numbers.
One thing, I mean, is that good with everybody on dates? Mark? Potentially? From today until the rest of the time.
Yes. Like August 8th, for department heads present their capital project request. September 12th, discussion of capital debt service compost and fit. September 19th, discussion on general budget. October 10th is review of overviews. Is that correct?
That's what I have.
Would you have the discussion? Jeff?
The 8th, the September, I'm sorry, September 12th.
Oh,
So one thing I guess I would like with the budgeting is you're gonna have a potential, you're gonna have like a planned out budget.
Yep.
For us.
Mhm.
I'd like to know, granted, it's gonna have to be a little bit of an estimate, but about what our tax rate is gonna be.
Okay,
If every time we update it, I would like to know how it affects it. I know we're gonna have the Excel sheet, so we'll be able to
Mhm.
modify them live, and it should,
Right.
I'm anticipating that we'll be able to figure that out there.
Mhm.
And then obviously after they're set, I'd like the Excel current file sent. Mark, I'm sure would want that too. I don't know if Linda, do you
Okay.
want the Excel file sent to you? I mean, you can send it to the whole board, but
Yeah, just send it to the whole board.
Can do. I can have our treasurer do that.
so. And then be prepared to obviously with our debt service, if we're gonna potentially do any kind of borrowing with anything. That's gonna be a little bit of a. That could be a fun discussion, but I know our debt service is gonna fall off
A little bit this year.
a little bit this year, and then it falls off a lot the following year. Have we, is in relation to budgeting, we heard anything from the TAC group at all? Sewage treatment plant, I know Menominee Falls is potentially gonna be developing that Silver Spring Country Club area,
Right.
and that's gonna probably trigger the TAC agreement for expanding the sewage treatment plant.
Right, no, and I've been talking to, every once in a while, I bring it up to Jeremy and he hasn't said anything yet.
Might wanna contact the falls, maybe.
Yeah.
They'll have more. So I mean, Sussex, that they have the capacity to meet, they're built out. There's not really a lot of planning for them, but when this happens, the falls is, I mean, they have 5 million gallons of ultimate capacity in the land interceptor. And that sewage, that's more than I think the sewage treatment plant even handles right now.
Mhm.
So that tells you how much more they're gonna be looking for. They will be the biggest user of it at some point in time, but if the town was ever gonna expand and put sewer in different areas, that's when the plant is expanded, that's the time to do it.
Mhm.
But that's also a big chunk of change,
Huge,
huge.
huge.
Is where that future planning comes in.
Yeah.
Okay. How does everybody feel about this? Becky's good? Mark?
Yep.
All right. Move on to item C then, discussion necessary action on Wyckoff Developers Agreement amendments to allow for refinancing the property.
Right, so this has been gone through by our attorney and Wyckoff's attorney. Wyckoff would like to refinance the property. And the bank was asking for some changes to our developers agreement. And we brought it down to essentially the developers agreement. This letter just says that we are allowing them to refinance.
Didn't change terms of anything
No.
else.
No, everything else stays the same. It makes us secondary to the mortgage company, but that's,
What were we before?
oh, they didn't have the mortgage.
Oh, they're primary.
Yeah. So now they have this big mortgage and so we're secondary to it, but that's normal according to Macy, that's a normal spot for us, so.
Okay, any questions?
Mhm.
Is there a motion on this item?
I'll make a motion to approve the letter dated June 27th, 2022, addressed to Wyckoff Color Corporation, allowing the property to be refinanced and allow the bank to record this letter and mortgage against the property.
Is there a second?
I'll second, but do we need to put the amount in there?
No,
So-
because we're not,
Okay, all right. Second, okay.
Second, good. All right, any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries forward. Item D, discussion and necessary action regarding amendment to the administrator's contract. So we, at the last meeting, approved the 4% increase with the ARPA money for the back pay through because of COVID. This is just to make this active for our administrator. Being she has a contract, we have to do an addendum to the employee contract. Does anyone have any questions on it? All right, hearing none, I'll move to approve the addendum to the employee contract for Administrator Kathy Nicholas. Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carries 4-0. Item 12, unfinished business. A, discussion and necessary action regarding American Rescue Plan Act expenditures. Don't think we have anything,
I do not have anything.
anything anyone wants to discuss tonight on that?
I think, and I think we talked at the last discussion, but, you know, I still urge that we do an analysis of our compensation for each individual salary position. Salary. You might find some commonalities across departments that we don't know at this point.
Okay.
I would agree.
It'll just help us understand where we are with.
I do have I have made contact with some companies that do that. And I can bring something forward at the next meeting on what their estimates would be for us.
Everybody okay with that? Okay. All right, anything else from anyone? Item 13 is closed sessions. Pursuant to Wisconsin statutes 19.85 parent E for the purpose of deliberating or negotiating the purchasing of public property, the investing of public funds, or conducting other specified public business whenever competitive or bargaining reasons require a closed session. More specifically regarding A, the offer to purchase from Quick Trip, and B, revised offer to purchase from Jim Forrester for lands located within the Lisbon Business Park East. Is there a motion to go into closed session?
I still make a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Roll call vote, please.
Chairman Osterman,
Aye.
Supervisor Moonen,
Aye.
Supervisor Beal,
Aye.
Supervisor Plochecker. At
4:00.
7:10 PM.
Confirmed. We're in closed session.
Just a moment to shut down recording.
Can I steal some? We're out of closed session at 7:50. Next item is adjournment. Is there a motion to adjourn?
I so adjourn.
Is there a second? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? You're out 7:51.
Thank you, everyone.
Why do I pay $25,000 in taxes?
Isn't that crazy?